welcome back to Unfiltered Kitchen. We are back with a new episode. What do you have to say already, Dad?
Well, you're doing fantastic. I just wanted to say hi to everybody.
I'm like, what is the issue? We just started.
I know, usually you say hi, then I say hi. But you kept on rolling.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So it's cool. Welcome to a new edition of Unfiltered Kitchen.
I feel like we haven't been.
Yeah, you've been running.
I've been ripping.
Yeah, that's good though.
Yeah, man, trying to make some money.
We're explaining to them what hog mode means.
Yeah, I feel like I'm living it right now. It's holiday season, and I think I'm just like, I'm trying to meet a bunch of deadlines before the new year. Mm-hmm. I also put a goal in my head of how much money I wanted to make before the year ended.
Yeah.
And I haven't hit that goal yet. So I'm just like, I'm saying yes to everything right
now. Are you close?
I'm really close, but I'm not there yet. And I have it stuck in my head.
Is it a 6-figure?
It is.
Oh, nice.
It is. And I'm really trying to hit it. I set one last year and I hit last year. So I umped it up this year. But I think with businesses still getting like in the full swing, I feel like after COVID, everybody took a hit. So this year was just a little harder.
So, okay, I like that. Let me just play with that just for a minute.
Okay.
The whole thing about you had a goal, you hit it last year, and then you pumped it up again this year, which is what you guys should be doing, even if you don't have this kind of gig. Even if you are working a salary or an hourly, a commission base, whatever style of work, income you have, your idea, your plan should be similar, where you say, okay, this is what I made in 2022. This is what I'd like to make in 2023. And then formulate a plan on how you get from that number in 22 to how you get to that number in 2023. Okay? And look, in 2024, you need to bump the number up again. But the thing is, you don't just artificially just bump it up. But it's, what are you going to put in action to get there?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I would say I tried to keep, this is a small thing. I try to keep the content that we shoot on here differently than the content that I shoot on my other podcast on Think Loud Crew. Way different vibes, right?
Yeah, not a mom.
Way different vibes. But one thing that has been sticking with me from Think Loud Crew, if you guys listen to that podcast, we had Jasmine on. Jasmine is the owner of Extended Beauty Bar. She does my hair, and she kills it every time. A+. One of the things she said, and it's been in my head, and it's like, girl, why didn't you tell me that a year ago? Was I'm always talking about setting intentions or goal setting. And she was like, no, you need to date set. And I was like, explain that to me. She's like, set a time and a day where you want this done. And I was like, okay, give me an example. She's like, it can be as simple as you want to clean your room in 3 hours. So set a time for 3 hours. And when that timer goes off, you're going to feel like it's like almost an accountability,
right? Where
it's like you set a time in a day, and if you can't stick with that, that's your issue right there. Like, that's the procrastination. That's the, let me set a new timer. And she's like, it's going to eat at you because I work how she works. So we really get along with that. So she's like, I already know your personality. You're the type, if you have a time in a day, you're going to want it done by that time in a day.
Yeah.
So I've been date setting ever since I shot with her.
And you know what? I really like that.
Yes.
I like that I learned stuff too, because I'm a big to-do lister.
To-do list, right?
Okay?
I write lists all day.
But to-do list with a dated, because sometimes my to-do list, I saw one the other day, one of my lists that I had done 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's only about 40% stuff done on here. But to time date it too?
To time and date set is a whole nother ball game.
You guys talking about having a big 2024? Listen to set your goal and set it high. Don't be scared.
Yeah. Okay.
And then how are you going to get there? What do you need to do between this? You're here. You want to be here. What are the stops you need to make? Right. Or the points you need, the leaps you need to, and then put dates on them too?
And she was like, be intentional with the date that you set. Be realistic with the date that you set, but also put pressure on yourself because you can handle the pressure.
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm listening to her, I'm like, okay, keep going. Feed me more. You know what I mean? Like, I love that I can learn so much from my elders, but also my peers.
Right.
Like, I love that I can meet up with someone who's my age or younger than me or a little bit older than me and learn so much and gain so much knowledge when it comes to entrepreneurship or just life. And when you get into friendships where you can feed off of each other and use each other in a positive way, where it's like you're not hating on your friend who just booked this big deal or just closed this contract, and you're like, damn, I am so happy for you. Give me some knowledge.
Right,
Like, give
right.
me some of that.
How'd you do that?
Yes, those are the friendships that you
and you're
need.
saying, how'd you do that so that I can learn how I can do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I really learned it this year. I really truly have learned what I want out of my work relationships versus my friendships. And within my friendships, I've always kept business separate because money and friendship always, it gets a little finagled. Sometimes it can be weird. I've always separated the two, and I would say recently I learned that I should be able to go to my friend with a business question and to be able to get a real answer. You get what I mean? Like, if I felt like I always kept my business separate, but up until now, I have like a really good friend who is business savvy, and we're kind of in the same world, but not in the same world of business. And I watch how she moves, and I'm like, okay, I see you. Yeah. How do I get there?
Right. Right.
And I would say if it was me last year, I would be so self-conscious to ask. And this year, I'm like, hey, help me. Yeah. Tell me what you're doing. Right. Tell me what you see that I'm doing that I could do more of. Stuff like that. And I only say that to say sometimes you have to learn how to shoot your shot.
Are you guys the same age?
No.
She's a little older?
She's a little older than me.
A little bit?
A little older than me. And then, like, another one of my friends
how many years?
3.
Okay.
2, 3 years. Another one of my friends just launched a business, a clothing business. Remy just launched Woven Co. And I was like, as being her friend, I'm like, okay, let me get some clothes. I bought some clothes. I'm going to set up a photo shoot. I'm going to post about it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that because now I want to be able to support you as a friend.
Right.
So I'm only saying that you have to realize that as entrepreneurs, when your friend is launching a business, don't always be the friend to be like, oh, let me get one.
Oh, yeah, don't do that.
Let me get one. Support your friend the same way we support Starbucks or McDonald's or whatever else. More so. Buy from your friends. Don't expect your friends to just give you stuff. And when they do, when you do buy it, post it. Support them. I'm telling you, it feels so good when I get orders from Nails by Red K and I see people that I know. Like people that I'm sure could just ask me for it. Right. But really take the time to go on there and do it and put their own information and stuff. So like when Remy launched her business, I was like first in line. Yeah. And then
you cannot ask your homie, your girl to give you the freebies. I mean, you can, but that's a sad step. Really what you need to be doing is supporting them by buying that product. Look, you don't go into Starbucks talking about let me get a freebie. Yeah. You don't go to Fred Siegel's. Is no such thing as Fred Siegel's?
There is.
Okay. You don't go to Fred Siegel's talking about give me let me get a shirt. Yeah. So
support your friends.
Yeah, without a doubt. Even if you have to pay a little bit more. Because they're not the big box manufacturer. Mm-hmm. That sounds better. Mm-hmm. Definitely. I didn't know Remy launched a new business.
She did, and it's faith-based wear. So it's athletic wear, sweats. Oh, I actually have the sweats on right now. These are her sweats, the Woven Co.
And they have like John 3:16.
Yeah, like they have like scriptures on the back, messages on the front. She has a chosen set. She has an intricately woven set. Mm-hmm. And the stuff is really good material. Remy really sought out a sewer and someone to hand dye. And she really put everything she has into it. Where I feel like right now we're a big generation of like fast fashion, cheap stuff that is just made really quick and we can buy it cheap. But the quality of her stuff is really good. Her packaging was really good. I was really proud.
Is it all women's?
No, it's unisex. Unisex.
Well, I know what unisex is.
Okay, well, why do you shrug like that? Do you know what unisex is?
Well, unisex would be like a sweatshirt that a man or a woman could wear.
Yes, and that's what it is.
I guess I say that because I'd like to see a woman in a tapered,
okay,
in
a tapered sweatsuit,
in a fitted. Yeah, I mean, I want to see still the natural curves of a woman.
Well, if she has a big booty, then I guess it will stick out of the sweatpants.
And if not, she's gonna look like a boy.
If not, then it might just be a little loose.
Okay, you know what? I guess there's nothing wrong with unisex. I'd rather have my own, a male version. I mean, this.
Remy, I hope you hear this.
Remy, I love you, though, girl.
I hope you hear this. I almost fell. Oh my god! All right, let's get into it.
So
let's get it.
Okay, wait, but understand,
what?
That means that Remy and Brandon
are wearing the same outfit.
Are pulling from the same closet. Yes.
Do you know how much stuff that Zach and I wear his sweatpants all the time.
And does he wear yours? Okay.
That was a terrible example.
Okay.
But he did ask me the other day, where was the chosen crew neck? He wanted to wear the top.
That was his top or your top?
It was originally his, and then I wore it once, and then now it's back to his.
Yeah, so that was his. He's not wearing yours.
But I'm saying it could have just been mine.
So wait, since we're talking entrepreneurs.
Yes, let's hear what you have to say.
No, I just want to shout out to my girl, Shannon.
Oh, Shannon.
What's the name?
Creations by Shannon.
No, Confections by Shannon.
Shit, you're right.
Confections by Shannon. Should I go get the package real quick? Talk to him. I'll go get the package real quick.
Okay, so my dad went to, how you say it,
Weber State College.
Weber State College, which is in Utah.
17 years old.
He was 17 years old. I think he played basketball. He did play basketball. And he met his friend Shannon, one of the first people he met in Utah. And they've been friends now for a gazillion years, because if he was 17, my dad is well into his 60s now. So you guys do that math. That's like a million years. And every now and then he's like, I'm going to meet up with my friend Shannon. I swear I've never met Shannon. Maybe when I was a kid, but I can't remember meeting Shannon.
So Shannon came to the house when we were during LA riots.
Dad, I was like 3.
Yeah, you were very young.
I was a baby.
But yeah, she came out.
So next time Shannon comes, bring Shannon over here.
She was in San Diego a couple months ago.
I know, you went out there.
We got together, yeah. So here's the cute little packaging. So I don't know if you guys.
It's confections.by.shannon.
Okay, yeah.
On Instagram.
So she started off making this out of her home.
Uh-huh.
And she used to send it out every year as Christmas gifts to her friends and family.
Oh, okay.
Well, she eventually, I guess somebody really dug it and said, let's put you in my shop. One of the shops in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
So then it just grew, and now she is an entrepreneur businesswoman.
Would you ever go back to visit Utah?
I've been meaning to go back to visit Shannon for so many years, but I've just never been to I've never got back to Utah.
I would be so down to go and take a trip to Utah.
I'd go. Especially if you guys want to go during the winter.
Yeah, I'm saying when it's snowing
Utah is so
stuff.
versatile. No, they're what is it? Zion Park? There's a great park there.
Okay.
I think it's called Zion. Something like that. It's a beautiful place. Summer or winter. Okay, winter you do have the snowing, but even during the summer, it's great hiking.
I want to go when it's snowing. I feel like my kids don't experience snow.
Oh, they got great places.
I have a really ignorant question to ask.
What?
Is Utah where like all the Mormons are?
Yeah. That's where most Mormons live in Utah. And then I think probably the second largest place, I want to say Wyoming, but I could be wrong. But yes, they're centered in Utah.
What was your experience in Utah being a 17-year-old black boy from LA?
Well, that's why I love Shannon so much, because, Shannon kind of took me in, and
Shannon's white.
Okay. Yeah, Shannon's the whitest could be. I love my girl Shannon. But yeah, she's from Utah.
Not white as can be.
Oh, she is. She's as white as can be.
She's from Utah.
Born and raised. Her family was not Mormon. I think her first husband was Mormon.
So he had multiple wives?
No. Not all Mormons have multiple wives. That's kind of the extreme. The ones that live out in the country, the ones that live in the city are sophisticated, and I don't mean sophisticated as if you're in the country, you're not. But they're not all polygamous. Okay. That's the ones that are, okay, so like if you talk about Jews, and you have the Jews and you have Orthodox Jews.
Okay.
So the Orthodox Jews kind of believe a different set of rules or live by a different set of rules.
Okay.
So that's how some of the Mormons are.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because like where I live, there's a big Mormon community right now in Camarillo. But none of them are polygamous.
Okay.
So yeah, polygamy. I know you think about Mormons, it kind of comes in there, but most Mormons are not. It is the ones that are.
Her husband was Mormon.
I think her first one wasn't. Her first one was an asshole.
Oh my God.
Well, I just remember he didn't like him. She didn't even like him.
Oh my God, Shannon, Dad.
The second one was a very nice guy.
How many has she had?
She just had two.
Oh, well, you keep naming them like
there's
so many more.
Yeah. Well, Utah was actually great. It was a great experience. But
so
Shannon,
she was one of the first girls you met?
Yeah, she was. And I don't remember how many. I think I was in line registering and I just met her. I don't know. But
Were there a lot of black people?
Oh, no. Count them. I could count them on my hands. So here's what was really a trip. The first week I was there, I think it was the first 2 weeks, I counted, I think it was 12 black people.
The whole college.
And one girl, I think I counted twice. just because I needed to pump the numbers up. Utah was less than 1% blacks.
So did all the black people gravitate to each other?
I did not gravitate to them because, I mean, some of the ball players I did, but they were country bumpkins. And they weren't from Utah. They were people that got shipped in to go to Job Corps.
I think it's really cool that you are still to this day friends with somebody that you met in college at 17.
That's my girl. She's my girl.
Yeah. And I hope that when I'm your age, I'm still connected to some people I met.
I'm sure college. You will be.
The other day we were
like Delana.
No, me and Dee and Nadia will be friends, but I just mean like the other friends that you meet. Like you have your core. Nadia and Delana are my sisters. You know what I mean? But like my other friends that I've met. The other day I was opening like a bunch of PR stuff and just going through it, go through post, like, and I opened one and Zach was like, I don't think this is PR. And I'm like, well, what is it? And it was a cutting board, like a really nice, thick, you used it last night to cook on.
Yes.
Cutting board. And then it said like Davis family and it had our wedding date on it. And I'm like, this is definitely not PR. And I'm like going through the box trying to figure out who it was from. And it was from my friend Shauna. I'm looking at the S. I'm looking at Shannon. My friend Shauna, who I went to college with, and she's from New York. And it was the sweetest note. Like, I'm late, but congrats on your home. Congrats on your first year of marriage. I'm always here for you. And I started crying.
Oh, okay. So you knew her from Hampton?
I knew her from Hampton. Freshman year, we became friends. So it was like I had a group of like, we call it like, the LA girls. We all hung out. And then we had a set of friends and they were all from New York. Shauna, Kwani, and Nakaya. They were like the New York girls.
Right.
And you've met all of them. They flew out for my baby shower.
Okay.
With Ryder. They flew out for my wedding. Like we have been so consistent in supporting each other in life. And it means a lot. But it just felt, I don't know why I was like emotional that day or whatever. But I think when you get something that's just so unexpected, and I feel like this is what it was. That day, I felt like everyone was asking me for something. I had a lot of ask that day. Can I borrow this? Can I get this? Can I come by and pick this up? I need to use this. And if I have it, I'm going to give it. It's just natural. Right. But I felt like that day I was so drained with being asked for something, and then I received something that was so unexpected.
Right. I
sat here and cried with the chopping board.
Nice.
It was so happy.
Yeah.
And we set it up in the kitchen. Zach is like, this is so nice. Anything that says Davis on it, he loves. Yeah. So, but it was so nice. And I messaged her and I'm like, Shauna, like, this is so nice. And she's like apologizing that she's late. I'm like, girl, this is not late. This is great.
Yeah, this right on time.
This was right on time. I needed this today. Right. But I don't know. It just meant a lot to me. But I feel like those are the relationships that I really want to keep nurturing up until when I'm, seasoned like you. Yeah.
So
it's my 10-year next year.
Is it really?
My 10-year for college.
Are you going back?
I am. I am. Okay. I want to go to homecoming.
Nice.
I'm not going to bring the kids. I brought Ryder back 1 year, and it was an overwhelming experience.
I saw a picture of you back then.
I posted it the other day.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, someone asked me the other day, have you ever brought Ryder or Ace to homecoming? And I brought Rye, and I posted a picture of us at homecoming. And I want to go back this year, kid free.
You were skinny as a rail.
Skinny as a rail.
You was a tiny little thing.
Tiny. Yeah, I want to go back this year. No kids. I want us to have a good time. I'm kind of like side-eyeing Zach. Does he get to come?
So you used to tell me, you tell me about the people that you knew and everything. Mm-hmm. There's still one person that I never met that I've always wanted to, and I even have a vision of what they look like, but I could be real wrong.
Okay.
I think her name was Bambi or
Barbie.
Who was like,
I love Barbie.
Thug Life too, right? A little bit.
Barbie was like from Virginia.
And was ready to rumble.
She was always mad that me and my two friends would always get picked on, and we weren't fighters.
But didn't you say she was cute though, right?
She's adorable. She's
in blonde hair?
No, she has black hair.
Oh, black hair?
She looks like a black Barbie.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
And now she really does because she's gotten work done. But really? She was natural. She had the most perfect little boobs.
Do you guys still keep up with each other?
She was supposed to come to the wedding, and then something happened, so she wasn't able to come.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
I still keep up with her. She had back then, she had the most, her body now is still amazing, but back then she had an amazing body, and it was all natural. Fat ass booty. Just the biggest butt you've ever seen. A little tiny waist. She had nice boobs working with her, and everyone called her Barbie. She looked like a Barbie. Okay. Now she's actually gone and got some work done.
Did she need to?
She didn't need to at all.
But
she really likes her figure, and she had a baby.
Oh, so she
wanted to, whatever. I get it. I'm right there with her. But Barbie
is she still in Virginia?
She's in Atlanta now.
In Atlanta. Okay.
Yes, that is one that Barbie could do no wrong.
So I think that's the only friend.
Her name is Erica. Her real name is Erica. Okay.
That's the only friend that I remember you
Have you ever seen her?
No, I don't think so.
Let me see your phone. I'm going to show you.
On my phone?
Yeah, I'm going to show you your Instagram.
Oh, don't get me hooked.
Every now and then, Barbie's on the Shade Room.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah, she has a son with, you're not going to know him, but London on the track. He's like a music guy, and he has a few baby mamas, and he's always in the tabloids for something. And every now and then, Barbie is in them too. Well, Erica, she goes by Erica now. Erica.
Yeah, she said, "You're not gonna know him," and I'm like, "Well, maybe I will." And she said, "London on the track." I'm like, "No, don't know him."
Don't know him. Oh,
don't know him.
Okay, so this was her back in college. These are college days pictures.
Oh yeah.
But she has a nice little figure, but.
Oh, look at you, Barbie.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Now you have a face to it. Yeah. But okay, what it was is people would always pick on me. And Barbie would be like, I'm going to go get him. And I'll turn around and Barbie's sitting there fighting the girl. And I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, I'm going to go back for the 10 years. Zach keeps looking at me like, do I get to come with you? And I'm looking at him like,
oh, you want to leave him back?
No, I already told Nadia I was going to bring him, and she's like, okay, I'll bring Avery, because my other friend is married. So
yeah, you guys got to go back with your husbands.
Yeah, but then Delana, I don't want Delana to feel like I don't want to go with you guys. You guys are all married.
I'll be there.
You'll be Delana's date?
Yeah, come on, you know me and Dia, all right?
Hell no. All right, guys.
I love all the girls.
So we're going to do a few speak pipes. I put this up a few times, and we got quite a few, actually.
So let me just say, we left off, we were supposed to be talking about marriage.
You, me,
us.
Oh, we did do those.
And we never did it. So we're going to circle back.
Okay, but not today.
No, not today.
Yeah.
And then
the next episode.
When me and Kyle did an episode.
Which I heard went really well.
I thought it was good.
Uh-huh.
One of the questions that we read came from Speak Pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Speak Pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Was, I think we read it. I'm not sure. It was a young lady. How do you make the transition from college to career or adulthood?
Ooh.
And we waited for you.
Okay.
Because, when I went to college, it was,
I'm going to be honest.
That's before they invented the wheel.
I'm probably not a good person to ask that question.
Why not?
That was one of the toughest years of my life.
Well, it's a tough time.
Going from college.
Oh, wait, we're not going to do it now. Unless you want to do it now.
Oh, okay. Whenever you want to do it.
The thing is, though, there was a couple people that listened to the podcast and hit YouTube and talked about how they did it.
Oh, okay. I have to go check it out. Okay, so let me save that question because I want to go read what other people said, and then I'll share my own experience.
Yeah.
So the next episode, we'll do marriage talk and college talk. So today, let's get some new ones that we can answer right now. That we haven't gone through this.
We haven't heard this at all.
No, most of the times I go through it, I listen, I vet everything. But I put up a few speak pipes today where I said, send us a message, tell us a story, ask for advice. So who knows what we're gonna get? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So before you do that, though, are you not going to ask about my?
I'm ignoring it. But
you're ignoring. Okay.
I'm gonna ask you at the end.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. At the end.
Yeah.
All right, that's right. So these are on. We have no idea.
I don't know what they're gonna say.
Let's go. Let's get a dirty, raunchy one.
They can say, "Screw both of you guys. You guys suck."
But I have a good one here though too, on the phone. Whenever you're ready to do that one.
So I have recently gotten really sick, and when I woke up one morning, I developed a really big cold sore, and
herpes.
I am wondering how to tell my partner.
I have
don't want them to get scared and leave me.
That she what? I couldn't hear that. That she wanted to do what?
I don't know. Take it back a little
Well, can
bit.
you stop saying herpes every
That's
2
what she got,
seconds?
though. She got herpes.
Okay, Dad, we got that part.
One morning, I developed a really big cold sore, and I am wondering how to tell my partner. I don't want them to get scared and leave me. I do know that a lot of America does have this problem, but how would you word it? What would you say to your partner if you were me?
She said, I don't want my partner to get scared and leave me. I mean, a lot of people get cold sores. Let's just call that what it is. And yes, it is a form of herpes, but that doesn't mean that it is genital herpes. So I would say before you go to the extreme, go and get tested to figure out what form it is. Before you send that text, I would already know what I have. I'm just saying, if you think you have an STI, go get it checked and then go and inform your partner and be able to say, I went to the medical person or the doctor. The doctor said I have this, and this is what the doctor's saying that I can do to cure it or to live with it. And then that way, when your partner has questions, you're able to answer them. If you just hit them with, hey, I woke up with a cold sore, they're going to be like, so what the fuck does that mean? But if you hit them with, I woke up with a cold sore, I went to a doctor immediately, the doctor said it's a form of herpes and it's not genital herpes, but we probably shouldn't kiss or make out until it goes away. And maybe you should also go get tested too. But wear Carmex because Carmex kills cold sores. And I only know that because the person next to me thought that they had herpes.
Ooh, it was the worst day of my life. You remember that, huh?
I remember.
Oh, I was so panicked.
You told me
I was so
you
panicked.
were freaking out.
I had something. It was.
Was it a cold sore? You had something growing on that lip.
It was something crazy.
You had something growing on your lip.
I thought somebody gave me the ooby joobies. I was like, what? I went to the pharmacy, said, sir, let's get some Carmex, put it on there. I said, Carmex? He said, sir, put some Carmex. Let me know how you're doing tomorrow. This pharmacist. I thought he was full of shit. But that shit went away. I'm back. Young lady, get some Carmex.
Get some Carmex.
I'm telling you, you may not have to go through. I'm telling you.
Don't send that text until you know
all
what you
the things that you're going through your head. How do I tell my friend? How do I explain this? Yeah. You may not have to go through all that. Get some Carmex. Hurry up.
Get some Carmex. And at the same time, go in regularly if you're not with like
A person.
But even if you are, you should still do STI checks.
Well, how do you do? What do you do? Just regularly go in every 3 months to get
No,
STI?
like anytime I go
When
to
you
see
say
the
STI,
yeah,
sexually transmitted
infections.
infection, STIs.
Yeah. Anytime I go and do like a mammogram or a pap smear, or you go to your girl doctor, what's it called? A
OBGYN.
Yeah, those girls, those people, the doctor, that man, that person, the coochie doctor. Anytime you go there, they'll be like, "Do you want to do an STI check?" I'm like,
Yeah,
run it.
especially if you're young and you're active.
But I say that to say I feel like a lot of married people are like, "Oh no, I don't need to." But yeah, let's do it.
Actually, you do.
Let's see what is going on in there.
Yeah.
So I just say, anytime you have an opportunity, go and get checked.
Now, see, if the young lady was, when she said, "How do I explain this?" Reading between the lines means she's out there.
No, I didn't get that. I didn't get that. She just doesn't know how to shoot that text.
No, she doesn't know how to shoot that text. Oh, I got a cold. Okay, look, if I get a cold sore, let's roundabout. If I get herpes, if I get an STD,
let's not give her herpes. She has a cold sore.
Okay, I'm not talking about her.
Okay,
I'm talking about me.
Okay,
if I get something, first thing I'm doing is I'm looking at my wife.
Yeah,
I'm not sitting up there saying, "Oh, how do I explain this?" Because I ain't done nothing. See what I'm saying? And she's like, "Oh, how do I explain this?" Yeah, that's why I say she's out and about.
Yeah,
possibly.
Because if I got something right now, I'm going to die.
That's right. What's going on?
Yeah.
What is this shit all about?
There's something going on my lips. Yes. Help.
And Carmex ain't killing it.
Carmex didn't kill it. Yes. Okay. Okay. This is one that I wanted to do because Essence is my girl. She listens to our podcast, Think Loud Cruise podcast, comments on everything. Yes. Spams everything.
Shout out to Essence.
Yes, I appreciate it so much. So I want to play hers.
You know what I wish that, because I still, every time I go and I see like somebody, I often like to go to their page, but some of these people's page are private. And I'm still, I still remember when I first started this whole thing, you said, "Dad, just don't, you can't open up.
You can't follow everybody. You don't know these people."
Yeah, you can't follow. Yeah. So I still don't follow a lot of people. I mean,
But I feel like Essence you could follow.
Okay. All right. Green light on Essence?
Yeah, I feel like we talk every week at this point. We might as well be friends.
Cool. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Essence. I see you too, girl.
I hope I'm not too late. But I wanted to say that I really appreciated your last episode where we talked about the woman who, was abused as a child, and then her mother did not receive it well. I will say that it is very difficult to disconnect from your parents, and I know, Papa Floyd, you've touched on that before, but it does get easier to slowly pull back. So I have the same situation with my mom. I was sexually abused by my stepfather. She knew what was going on, but didn't want to admit it to herself and stayed married. Long story short, I have taken steps back, right? My daughter will never be alone with her, but also I limit our conversations. And when they start getting really contentious, I just disconnect the call, right? I tell her I gotta go because I don't want to argue with her. So for anyone who has a strained relationship with their parents, they just need to learn how to slowly take it one step at a time, right? So stop showing up as much as you used to. I used to loan money to my mom. I don't do that anymore. So maybe it's hard to completely disconnect, but you can slowly scale back.
Yeah.
I think that's really good advice.
Yeah, it is. Here's what I was thinking about her from the minute I started hearing her speak. My mom watches the show.
Yeah, you told me, and I told you, why didn't you tell me? Because half the time I'm cussing.
So I asked her, I was asking her one day if she saw a particular episode, and I don't remember if she did or not, but that's not what stuck in my mind. What stuck in my mind was, she said, this is, I think, after the first or second speak pipe that we did. She said, "Kyle, your audience, based on what I heard, is a very sophisticated audience. They all speak very well.
Yeah, they do.
You know, so and when Essence started talking about it, that's the audience my mom is talking about.
Yeah.
So I just, you know, that was just.
Yeah, I'm really happy that you took your time out to share your personal story to give or shine light to someone else who has gone through something similar to what you've gone through slash the person that we talked about on the other episode, and kind of shine light onto things that you do that get you through navigating the relationship with your mom. So,
you know, what's also nice is how she's willing to share, as other people have been willing to share, things that historically my generation would be hush hush, don't speak about it, don't talk about it. I don't want anybody to know.
Yeah.
Now, you know, and I understand that mentality. I don't agree with it, but I do understand it. But I always appreciate people that have a strong enough personality and confidence that they can deal with that travesty that happened in their life and make it a educational or a point to grow from, a launching point to grow from, as opposed to, you know, letting this be a reason that they are, you know, addicted to drugs or, you know, self-defeating or, you know, just negative.
Yeah.
You know, you know, you find it as I don't know if I'm saying it right, but as a motivator, but it is certainly not something that people are sitting back and being ashamed of, because it's not your fault.
Yeah.
You know, it's not your fault. It's something you got. These are cards you got dealt, but you're dealing with it the best you can. And bravo for those that are able to conquer.
I definitely think your generation is more of like, don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Don't even say it.
Yeah.
Because even when I was going through my pregnancy with Ryder, and the doctor was saying that Rye had a brain tumor, Mom and I left that office and she said, don't tell anybody.
Did she really?
And I was like, what? And she's like, don't tell anybody. We're going to keep it between us.
Just for clarification, Ryder never did have a brain tumor.
No. But there was at one point, I was 22 weeks and you do the ultrasound where they like really look in there and look at do all this stuff. It's like a really intense ultrasound.
Yeah.
And they did her brain scan and the doctor said it looks like there's a brain tumor. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is a brain tumor? What does that even mean? Yeah. It didn't even register to me like what that meant. And she's like, you got to come back next week and we're going to monitor you weekly to see if it grows. And I just remember being in the elevator. I can literally picture it. And Mom was like, do not tell anyone. We're going to deal with this. And I'm sitting there looking at her like, how are we going to deal with this? And why aren't we telling anybody? And we got in the car and she was like, don't tell anybody. Let's go back next week and we're going to deal with it. And I didn't tell anybody. I just said, okay. We went back 6 weeks. We kept going back. Like we kept going back.
Weekly?
Like weekly. It was a weekly appointment.
Okay.
That's why I posted a picture one day of all of Ryder's ultrasounds, and someone was like, dang, how do you have so many ultrasounds? Because you don't get them every time you go. Right. I was like, because I was at that office every damn week. I remember at one point I told Mom, like, I need to tell somebody. Like, it's driving me crazy.
I don't think you told me.
No, I wasn't allowed. It wasn't that I wasn't allowed, but she put a lot of pressure on me to keep it between us. And I wasn't sure if it was because she wasn't sure how to process it or what. But one day I asked her and I'm like, why can't we tell anyone? I didn't tell Kyle. I didn't tell anybody. And she said that she wanted to keep the energy between her and I. And I looked at her and I said, no, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't. It was like a way. I was like, it's way bigger than just us.
I'm gonna speak on that just for a moment, and it's not that particular issue, but it's the whole thing of when a perceived circumstance comes up. So I'm a big proponent of the power of prayer. Okay, I can't witness to you about God. I haven't met him. I haven't seen him. I don't, biblical. I don't see the evidence of it. I believe in God, but what I know is the power of prayer. How it works, I can't explain to you, but I've seen it time and time again. What prayer can do, and undo, or unravel, or fix. Okay. When the doctors can't do it, prayer can do it. So that's why I'm not a proponent of that. Keep it to yourself. I'm like, no, let's share this with a certain special folks. Let's put us a prayer circle together. I mean, you can't share, you can't give that energy to certain people because then they'll run with that negative position. But if you take that and say, look, I'm going to God, I'm going to the source because it's bigger than me. Doctors can't handle it. You can handle it though. So let's put a prayer together to fix this. Okay? Because it's beyond me.
Yeah. Which we had to do in the future once Ryder had VLCAD. There was plenty of times where my dad was like, I'd be in the hospital with Rye, freaking out, crying, and he's like, why are you crying? And I'm like, what do you mean, why am I crying? I'm looking at my baby in the hospital. That's why I'm crying. And he's like, I already prayed it away. Yeah. And I'm like yelling at him on the phone, what do you mean? And then
I'm gonna tell you this. There's a couple of times when I've had fantastic prayers. I'm gonna share one with you. This was fantastic. Okay. I had a woman that used to rent the house from me. Okay, she had several kids. I called her one day because she's been late on rent, and she just said, "Hey, look, Kyle, Mr. Floyd, I'm sorry, I've been having problems. My youngest, I'm not gonna say his name. I've been taking him to the doctor, and evidently he's got some kind of hole in his heart disease. It's kind of touch and go. Da 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 da." I said, "Look, don't worry about rent. Just, get it to you when you can. I understand. Let's just don't worry about it right now." So that particular weekend, and she tells me this like maybe on a Wednesday or Thursday, and she's kind of devastated by the whole thing. That weekend, there was an event going on. I'm living with Teresa in Camarillo. There was an event, a Camarillo County or city affair. We go to it. And it's, concert, foods, vendors and all that. One of the people, and there was a water stand. We stopped by the water stand and they were just giving out water. But at the same time, the guy was trying to recruit or talk to us about Christianity. Okay. And I'm like, yeah, let's go, let's hear it. So we pulled in, it was hot, took the water, boom, boom, boom. He said, "Hey, brother, are you a believer? Da, da, da." We started talking. He said, "How about a prayer?" And I said, I got the perfect person to pray for. Okay. And I told him the name, and he prayed on it, and I prayed on it. There was another woman that was there that was with him, and the Teresa was there with me. So we sat there, a foursome, and we prayed on this particular issue, this particular person. And then we walked away. When we walked away, I felt really good.
Yeah.
And then I talked to her. I don't know if it wasn't the next day. It was like maybe 4 or 5 days later.
Okay.
And I just called her. I said, "Greta, hey, how's the little one doing?" She said, "Kyle, we just got back from the hospital." I swear to God, I'm going to cry about this because I just remember this so clear. "We just got back from the hospital yesterday." And she said, "The doctors can't explain it. He's fine. He's doing fine." She was so giddy. She was so happy.
Yeah.
And all I remember is saying, "You know what? That was a hell of a prayer we put down. We put down a hell of a prayer. We did that thing, So I'm telling you, it was. That's why I say it was. Now I don't know. I'm just saying. I know the power of prayer.
Yeah.
And then that's one of many stories I could tell. So that's why I say, going back to where we were, you don't keep. I'm not gonna say bad news, but news that you don't want to handle all by yourself. You bring those that are around you that hopefully understand the power of prayer, and you get to it. Yeah. You go to work. Yeah. You don't sit back and let a bad circumstance stay bad. Yeah. Sometimes you got to go in there and shake it up.
Yeah. I would say during that time, I think I was in such a brain fog myself. Ryder's pregnancy was different. And then hearing about the tumor situation, it was just like another thing. I'm like, I can't handle this.
Yeah.
And Mom navigated my pregnancy for me. I needed her to get through it. And then I remember being there, and I told Mom going up the elevator, and I said, I can't keep doing this. She either has a tumor or she doesn't have a tumor, but if she has a tumor, she has a tumor. We're going to figure it out, but I'm still going to have her, and we'll figure it out at that point. And I said, I'm not going to keep coming back here because at this point, I'm giving her one. I feel like I'm giving her one. Yeah. The energy that I'm passing on, I feel like I'm giving her one. So this is my last time coming here. And she said, okay, if that's your decision. But the time before that, the doctor said, if she has one, you should terminate. And I said, I don't want to terminate. And she said it so nonchalant. I'm like, I feel her. I can feel her kicking. I can feel her moving. Like, I have a full stomach. How can you say it so easily? It's not that easy. And I am, everybody make their own choice. I'm all for you making your own choice. But me personally, I don't believe in myself getting an abortion. And I've always stuck to it. And I remember the last appointment I went to was the one I told him I'm not coming back here. And that was the one where the doctor was like, it went away. And I was like, what do you mean it went away? And she's like, I'm looking at all the scans. It just went away. So when Ryder got diagnosed with VLCAD, which was the day after I brought her home from the hospital, I remember going through that same phase again with my mom. Like, we can't tell everybody, you shouldn't post about this, you shouldn't do all this stuff. The day that I posted about Rye having it was, she was outside. I can picture she had on these heart pajamas and she had on some little black Yeezys and she had her little curls. She was so small. And
she's only about this big.
Only so big. Yeah. But she was at Porter. She was on the stairs. Okay. And I told Mom I'm going to post it, and she was upset with me, and I posted it, and I got an influx. Nurses, doctors, people families who've never heard of anyone else having it, families who've lost their child who've had it, families whose child is thriving. It was every end of the story. And then Mom was upset with me. Not upset with me, but just like, why would you share it? And then I remember there was a few months went by, and she was somewhere, and a nurse stopped her and thanked her for sharing Ryder's story because a baby was born that had the same thing that Rye had. The mom went down a Google rabbit hole and just saw all the negative stories that comes with it. And the nurse said I was able to pull up Cheyenne's page and show her Ryder. Right. And she said the mom immediately was like, my daughter can be like that.
Yes. Yeah.
And Mom said, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She called me and she apologized for everything.
Wow.
And she's like, I will never tell you to stop sharing.
I'm still waiting for her to call me and apologize for everything.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, okay?
I kind of wasn't holding my breath.
Give it up. Give that one up. But to this day, every now and then, Mom will look at me and will still apologize. And she will still apologize about when we were doing the brain tumor stuff. She'll apologize for how she felt about me sharing that Ryder had VLCAD to this day. And I always go, Mom, we're 6 years in, we're good. Like, I'm not mad at you about it. We're fine. And
she's always been kind of secretive.
Is like, I'm so sorry that I ever tried to put that mentality onto you and into you. And I'm an overshare. Everybody knows that. I share every fucking thing. My whole life is on Front Street. So she's like, you took it and ran with it. And I don't hide anything. So she always apologizes for that. To this day, anytime, she still apologizes for it. So I don't know. I had to share that because it sticks with me. It still sticks with me. And she's like, I had to learn it. I had to learn how to break through that mentality of you keep it here. You keep it in your house.
Right. So for those that are listening, share your stuff. Share it. Not only the good times, but the bad times too, because you got people around you that help you get through them. Yeah. You got people that you don't even know that might come through for you. Yeah.
And you just don't know how it would affect the next person. Anytime I talk about Ryder having like her metabolic condition, I always get people who are like, I thought I was the only one dealing with this. Or I had one mom hit me up and their child actually passed from the same thing that Ryder had. Oh, boy. And
how old was she?
8. And it stuck with me it still sticks with me. And I always think about them, and I'm always like, I don't know. So yeah, I did do, I created a nonprofit for Ryder to bring awareness to VLCAD and other metabolic deficiencies. And I did it for a while. I stopped doing it. It still runs. I still pay all the fees for it to run, but I stopped actively doing it. I still do some stuff behind the scenes, but being like super active where I'm posting every day and doing stuff, because mentally I couldn't handle it.
It's tough. It's tough. I remember when you were doing it. We were going to events.
It was
like the rare. Does the girl who runs rare? Does she still do?
I think so. I don't know. I had to disconnect myself from it, because mentally, every day I was getting a message from somebody who has lost their child to the same disease, and I couldn't mentally take it anymore. I had to check out.
I'm gonna tell you, it's rough, because I'm not even getting all the messages that you would be getting, but just
being around
it, seeing and hearing, more so seeing some of the kids, because we'd go to events.
I was really in
what
it.
She was doing. She was trying to highlight a whole lot of different rare diseases that people just don't know about.
Yeah.
And it was tough. It was. I mean, meeting these moms and seeing the kids. I could understand how it could be mentally draining.
I was drained, and I felt bad saying I was drained.
And you know what? Let me share this. If you happen to be the friend or family of anybody that does have a child or a parent, anybody that has got a rare disease or something difficult, find some time in your life to give them a break, to take them out, have lunch, to go babysit for them, to give them a moment to breathe, especially if you're a trusted friend or family.
Yeah.
And somebody in your family has got, a little one that has got a rare disease or something that's difficult that they're going through. Find some minutes in your day, as much as you can, once a week, once a month, twice a month, whatever you can, just to go over there and call them and say, hey, look, girl, I'm coming to give you a break. I want you to go out here. Here's $45. Go out and have yourself a drink and a lunch, or bring the baby. We're going to do it. However you can do whatever something. You can do. Do something, because you don't know how tough it is for that individual. They're going through so many things in their head. What could happen? What could be? What if this is da-da-da? It's a tough road.
And I would say it doesn't ever get easy.
I don't think it does.
No.
It only gets... See, like Ryder's situation, to me at this point is easy.
No, now, but Ryder has her 6 months coming up. So in January, she has her blood work. She has to go get a heart echo. And all of that just gives me so much anxiety because what she has, it could target something. It can make her heart enlarge. It can make her kidneys do this. It could do this. Like, there's so much to it to where she has a disease you can't see until you see it.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, you don't see Ryder's disease until she's sick. And when she's sick, it's like it's like, where did this person come from?
Right.
She's just, it's just like dead weight.
Lethargic,
Lethargic. Yeah. She's just not that she can't walk. It's just so many things that go into it. So with her appointment coming up, I'm just like, I've been praying. Every day I'm praying. Like, what is the blood work going to show us? And now because Rye is so active, and for so many times I've been told she should not be, I'm like, am I doing the right thing?
Oh, girl, come on. We got you. Don't worry.
Which is what I feel, but I feel like you just never, the anxiety part never goes away. If you have a child that has a rare disease, the anxiety part never goes away.
Well, just so that you don't feel like you're on this boat alone, the anxiety of any parent.
I have the same anxiety with Ace.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have anything to do with rare disease.
Ace is fine. Ace is throwing shit at me. I have the same anxiety with Ace.
That's his parenting. That's his parenting.
I have the same anxiety with him.
How much time we got going on in there?
No, we're done.
We're done? Okay, so we ended up doing all the talking this episode.
Yeah, we did.
We only did one.
We needed to talk.
Yeah, I think so. We did.
We needed to talk to each other.
Right.
Hey, but I want to really start doing this. what was the best thing you ate this week and the worst thing you ate this week?
Best thing I ate this week?
Yes.
Enchiladas.
Oh shit! I almost fell.
You understand what I mean in another few months.
Yes. Okay. What was the worst thing you ate this week? Mind you guys, you see he has a whole chef jacket on, right?
The worst thing I ate this month? I could say burnt enchiladas. You guys will get it in a little bit.
I hate you.
How about you? What's the best thing you ate this week?
I hate you.
What's the best thing? Go ahead and say it. Enchiladas.
The best thing I ate this week. Enchiladas.
Enchiladas.
Yes. The worst thing that I've ate this week. Burnt enchiladas.
No. It wasn't that bad.
But they were burned.
No. Appearance wise, not taste wise.
Either way.
Yeah.
It was a fail.
Okay, so best and worst every week, huh?
Yeah, best and worst every week. So A little side note, because people are gonna be like, what are you guys cracking up at? We can't talk about it, but I can say this much. My dad and I did a cooking show and we competed against each other. That's all I can say. Shut up, Dad. That's all I can say. We're really excited. It's gonna come out, I think, in February.
I heard January, February.
When it comes out, we will be sure to let you guys know because you guys have to support us.
Yeah.
Both of us.
Yes.
And that is it.
So.
Hence the chef.
No. This has nothing to do with that.
Oh, okay.
This has to do with.
Oh, we're going to start cooking again.
I want to let you guys know. We've heard you and we've talked about it and we've tried to set dates, but sometimes, how does Kyle say it? Life started lifing.
Life is lifing.
Life is lifing. So everything didn't go according to schedule.
Yeah.
But we're trying it again tomorrow.
Tomorrow we're going to get in the kitchen. What are we making?
Got my chef. Name it. I'll make it.
Oh, excuse me, big guy.
You said name it. You know. Don't do. I have stuff to make.
What?
Like I've never made taquitos.
I've never made a taquito either.
And I'll make some taquitos.
Okay, let's do that.
Some beef. Shredded beef, taquitos.
Okay,
with guacamole.
I'm down.
Okay,
so this episode is going to be up this Wednesday. Stay tuned for a episode of us just cooking. So that's just going to be on our YouTube channel. The same YouTube channel you guys can watch our podcast on. We're going to be more active at posting our cooking videos. So make sure if you just listen to the podcast and you don't visually watch it, make sure you start checking the YouTube channel to watch the cooking episodes.
So when you do the cooking, so that's actually two different deals.
It's two different things.
Okay. All right.
Podcast is audio.
Okay. So when we do the cooking, we're still going to talk.
We're still going to talk. We're still going to talk. But, I mean, we're not going to cook in silence.
All right, cool. Yeah, I got a lot of things to talk about.
Oh, we know.
Yeah. I've actually, they've put a gag order. There's certain things
gotta go.
I can't talk about.
Gotta go.
All right, guys. Thank you. Appreciate you guys out there.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Continue to rate us 5 stars on all of your podcast platforms. I literally just read one of the best comments or reviews that we had today where they were like, this should be my father. Like the dynamic between the two of us. Just having someone to seek advice from, having the relationship that we have. And it really stuck with me. I think that, I've always loved my dad and I's relationship, but hearing it so many times that other people want it and like seek out this same relationship with their father or father figure, it really makes me appreciate my dad. We're going to do a cooking episode tomorrow, but we're also going to shoot another podcast episode. And look,
LIQ.
This time,
you know who you are. I got you.
Wow, Dad. This time when we do the podcast episode tomorrow, we're not going to talk. We're just going to go straight into questions. We're going to go straight into questions. Okay. Because we suck this time.
Cool.
All right.
But it was good talking to you.
It was good talking to you. I love you.
All right. See you guys.
All right, guys.
Bye.